Let's just have a conversation about massive business loan for a new LLC. In today's show, I want to share with you the top 10 generous lenders that will not deny you. Okay, we are talking about big amounts, fast and easy. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Studios Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I am doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great and blessed as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about massive business loans for a new LLC. We are speaking about the top 10 generous lenders that will not deny you, okay? We are speaking about big amounts, fast and easy. Number 10, folks, we have PayPal Working Capital. Our score is 7 over 10. So there is no minimum credit score required here. The time in business, 3 months, and you need to have a PayPal revenue of $15K to $20K annually. So this card is great for PayPal users. It's important. So if your business sells through PayPal, this is fantastic. And what we love is that borrower qualifications are lower than what banks require. No credit score requirements, no extra fees, no prepayment penalties, and the application process, guess what? It's fast and very easy. Okay, and we love the transparency on PayPal's website. So one thing you need to understand is that PayPal Working Capital is a business loan service offered by PayPal. Okay, and it's intended to help merchants get capital to grow their business. But in practice, what we have seen is that PayPal's financing product, it looks more like a merchant cash advance. Okay, because it's not a loan, because it's basically it's a loan, but it is not a sale of. Let me just say this. It is basically a loan that pays attention to your future receivables. So when you get a loan from PayPal, you are charged a one-time fixed fee. Okay, it's very important to remember. Number 9, folks, we have Riviera Finance. Our score is 7.5 over 10. Here, they want you to have a minimum credit score of 500, time in business 3 months, and your revenue $5,000 per month. Okay, and what we love is, and this $5,000 can be actual or projected. Okay, so this lender is suited for startups and small businesses. No credit score requirements for, in some cases, they have competitive terms and fees, no monthly minimums, and an easy application process. And what we love here is that one thing you need to understand that Riviera Finance does a lot of lending, business lending, but they also focus on invoice factoring. Okay, and they want you to be so. If you are in the B2C business, you might not qualify. You want to be in the B2B, business to business, or B2G, business to government. Okay, that's what they love to. They love people they love businesses to be in that category. And one thing I need to say here is that they will take care of your business if you are in the United States or in Canada. Okay, and one thing I also want to say here is that they can fund you up to $1 million with no problem. Number 8, folks, we have PNC Bank. Our score 8 over 10. What we love with PNC is that if you are a new LLC, that's fantastic. The only problem is you need to have a prior relationship with PNC Bank at the personal level, for example. Okay, and if you are a new LLC, you want to open a business account with a PNC Bank. Okay, and once you do that, you might qualify for a small business loan that goes from $20,000 to $100,000. Okay, they do have a streamlined application and decisioning process. We love that. No collateral required, and you have an easy payment process in place. They have convenient terms also. That's for the small business loan. And if you love to apply for another loan, they also have a secured small business loan. Okay, and this is great if you want to collateralize your loan. They have loan amounts from $100,000 to $3 million. If you want to pledge company assets, okay, and you can actually get access to a larger loan. They also have the small business commercial real estate loan for a new LLC. For example, they have if you want to purchase or refinance owner-occupied commercial property, you have loan amounts from $100,000 to $3 million. And they also have the small business vehicle finance loan. So this is, you can finance new or used passenger vehicles for business use purposes. And here you have loan amounts from $10,000 to $250,000. Okay, so this is great if you want to finance the vehicles your business uses every single day. Number 7, folks, we have here Navy Fed. Our score 8.5 over 10. So Navy Fed will actually give you a constellation of loans. Okay, Navy Fed, by the way, is a credit union, so you need to be a member of the credit union at the personal level, but also at the business level if you want to qualify for this loan. But they do have business lines of credit, so you basically have access to temporary working capital, cash flow, payroll. If you're trying to fix gaps between accounts receivables and accounts payables, okay, you want to take care of unexpected expenses or overdraft protection, this is really good. And one thing we want to say in general is that the revolving line of credit starts at $35,000. Okay, the APR goes from prime plus the variable rate, and in some cases they might want you to secure the line of credit. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that either you have a new LLC, an established business, or somewhere in between that will take care of you if you have a working relationship with a credit union at the personal level prior to that. Okay, it's important to understand. And they also offer vehicle and term loans. They also offer real estate loans. So you can see that they actually have a wide variety of loans that they actually cover. Okay, very, very important. So Navy Fed 8.5 over 10. Number 6, folks, we have here Fundera by NerdWallet. Our score 8.5 over 10. So when you think about Fundera by NerdWallet, I want you to think about a business loan broker. So this is not a direct lender. They are more like a lending marketplace. They actually, you reach out to them and they actually hook you up with the right lender. Okay, so you have multiple types of financing available. The website advertising is clear and informative. Customer service is wonderful, and you have multiple avenues of customer support. Okay, and this is really important. So Fundera doesn't charge you fees to apply for a loan. They will hook you up with a lender, and the lender will actually give them a commission in return. And it's really important to understand that if you go to a lender, to a loan broker like Fundera by NerdWallet, you're basically entrusting your borrowing capabilities to an expert. That's what it is, really. Okay, and what we love is that Fundera currently partners with considerably fewer lenders because they have actually switched from quantity to quality. So they have nowadays they have a quality over quantity strategy. Okay, so they have 50 to 100 direct funders, and chances are, depending on your credit history, you might qualify for a loan. Okay, for an offer. So. And the cool thing is that they do have a constellation of products, including merchant cash advances, short-term loans, lines of credit, medium-term loans, SBA loans, equipment loans, invoice financing, and personal loans that can be used for business. Okay, so this is really good. Number 5, folks. We have here Credibly. Our score 9 over 10. The minimum credit score here is 500. The time in business goes from 1 month to 6 months. That's the minimum. And the revenue, actual or projected, it has to be $180,000 a year. That's about $15,000 a month. Again, remember, this can be projected or actual. If it is projected, you need to show a clear business plan that explains everything. Okay, and we love the fact that this loan has low credit score requirements, discounts for repaying early, financing is suited for business growth needs, and the application process is fast and easy. Okay, and you need to understand that Credibly is an online lender that offers short-term financing in the form of business loans and merchant cash advances. Okay, and this is really good. And we also love the fact that they also offer standard SBA loans. Okay, and the thing you need to understand is that Credibly relies on its relatively easy qualifications to attract customers. Okay, while lenders require a long time in business or a flawless credit score, Credibly's requirements are much lower. You might qualify even if you've been in business 1 to 6 months minimum and have a credit score of 500. So this is really good. Number 4, folks, we have National Business Capital. Our score 9 over 10. So when you think about National Business Capital, they want you to have a minimum credit score of 525. Time in business minimum goes from 1 month to 6 months, and 0 actually if your credit score is above 650. So the higher your credit score, the lower the number of months you need to be in business. Must have been in business. Okay, and the revenue, they're asking you to have $10,000 per month, and this revenue can be actual or projected. Okay, so no credit check for certain financing products. If you meet other requirements, They have relaxed time in business and revenue requirements if your credit is above 650, and they actually lend to marijuana industry businesses. Okay, this is kind of unique in this space. So if you are in that category, you might want to give National Business Capital a call. Okay, so one thing you need to understand that National Business Capital is not a direct lender. They are actually an online lending marketplace with more than 75 lenders and a business model that is similar to Lendio. I'll talk about Lendio later on. So one thing you need to understand is that interested borrowers can choose from various types of business financing, including traditional small business loans, lines of credit, equipment financing, and SBA loans. Okay, and they can lend you up to $1 million, not a problem. And but the thing is that just be ready to pay for higher rates, though. That's what it is. Number 3, we have Bluevine. Our score 9.5 over 10. With Bluevine, the minimum credit score is 600. The time in business 1 to 6 months minimum. Your revenue $10,000 per month. It can be actual or projected. And we love the fact that with Bluevine, you have on-demand access to funds, same-day funding, and they serve both B2B and B2C companies. One thing I want to say is that with Bluevine, you are talking about small business line of credit, not a business loan, but a line of credit. Okay, and up to $250,000. This is really good. And the terms, Bluevine's terms, are fair and transparent, and they are very easy to apply for. You just provide a connection to your bank and some basic details about your business. And we love the fact that this line of credit is revolving, which means that you can withdraw funds at any time. And as you repay what you borrow, your credit line is replenished. This is what it is, and they've been one of the most reputable lenders we have covered on this show. We have committed actually more than one show to Bluevine. So Bluevine, fantastic lender, 9.5 over 10. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. We are also having a conversation about the top 10 massive business loans for our new LLC. And number 2, we have Fundbox. Our score, 9.5 over 10. So when you think about Fundbox, you're thinking about minimum credit score of 600. They want you to be in business for 3 to 6 months minimum, and your revenue, actual or projected, $100,000 a year. Okay, and the Fundbox has a simple application process. They have next day funding, and they have no draw fee, prepayment fee, origination fee, or maintenance fee. This is really good. And one thing you need to understand is that Fundbox actually, they have 2 convenient lending products for newer businesses with some prime credit. They have revolving lines of credit and term loans. So though these short-term loans are not a good fit if your credit is completely trashed or your business isn't making money yet, okay? And the good thing is that they will work with you, but just make sure that you are aware that they might charge you a higher APR. What we love is that you will receive a funding decision within minutes of submitting your application, and funds can arrive in your accounts as soon as the next business day. Okay, with a minimum credit score of 600. Okay, that's the minimum credit score, 600, and a 6 month minimum time in business. It's kind of cool if you are. This can be a good product for you. Remember that your business does need to bring in at least every year $100,000. Again, this can be actual or projected. Okay, you will also have to pay the loan quite quickly though, in 12 to 24 months, depending on your offer. And the maximum borrowing amount is $150,000. Number 1, folks, the best of the best in our view, Lendio. Our score 10 over 10. With Lendio, you have a minimum credit score of 550. Okay, time in business minimum 1 to 6 months. It can be 1 month depending on the industry. It can be 6 months depending on the industry. And the revenue per month, the revenue here is $10,000 per month. It could be actual or projected. Okay, you are saving time by sending your application to multiple lenders at once. It's kind of important to understand that when we talk about Lendio, we are speaking about a marketplace lender. This is not a direct lender. They will hook you up with the right lender. Okay, you will receive multiple offers, and you can choose from one of those. We can choose from those offers. Okay, Lendio will help you figure out which financing product is good for you. They'll let you compare and contrast different loan offers so you can choose the best one. Okay, this is really good, and they will take you for if you have a credit score of 550 minimum, and you can actually borrow from Lendio and go all the way to $5 million. $5 million. This is really massive, and Lendio is especially helpful if you are new to business financing and you're not sure which options you might qualify for or would work for your business. So Lendio is also great for equipment financing, as the service makes it easy to apply to multiple equipment financing companies, including companies that accept businesses that have bad credit or have only been in operation for a few months. Okay, so this is really good. And one thing I want to say is that even if you have a credit score as low as 550, you can likely find some financing options through Lendio. This is what it is. And by using this service, you can pre-qualify, and this is the key word here, pre-qualify for some financing programs. Before I close today's conversation, let me just say in general that, folks, when we talk about massive business loans for a new company, new LLC, obviously we are speaking about a startup business loan, right? This is what it is. And a startup business loan is any type of financing available to businesses with little to no history. And a variety of business loans and financing methods are available to startups, including SBA microloans, asset-based loans, business credit cards, and more. Although we all agree that if you have no history, it can be sometimes complicated to find funding. However, you can actually get it. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. How do you get the money? One thing you need to understand is that a startup business loan will look at a variety of factors. And one thing you need to understand also is that if you're not looking for a massive business loan, you can actually qualify for SBA microloans, for example. So when we talk about SBA microloans, you have loans up to $50,000 with terms up to 6 years. Okay, an SBA microloan generally has an interest rate that ranges from 8% to 13%. Okay, so maybe you're not looking for a $250,000 in a loan. You're not looking for $100,000 or $1 million for that matter. You're looking for a small amount. So you might want to think about the SBA microloan. You also want to think about asset-based financing, because if you have no credit history or you have no operational history, you're just new. Your business is new. What do? Well, you can actually try to collateralize the loan. In other words, you can buy equipment and try to use the equipment as collateral for the loan. This is pretty good because this can help you actually get the loan faster, no matter your history, no matter your credit history, no matter your operational history. Okay, big decision time. Have you thought about small business grants, for example? This could be a good opportunity also. Yeah, because if you're looking for financing, financing can be in the form of loans, can be in the forms of grants, the forms of lines of credit. So one thing you need to understand is that small business grants are not a traditional replacement for a startup business loan. However, if you think you can qualify for a grant, you will find one of the most affordable types of startup financing out there, because grants do not require you to repay them. Okay, there is a variety of types of grants you can apply for, including those from the federal government, state and local governments, as well as those from corporate organizations. Okay, so this is something you need to think about. And what about credit cards? Credit cards. Maybe you can qualify for a business credit card. What I'm trying to say is that maybe you don't need a loan, or if you cannot get a loan, you might want to get a business credit card to have the financing you need to plug your operational or cash flow issues. Okay, so something else to think about. This is really important. So if you want to qualify for a startup business loan, especially if you're looking for a large amount, it's kind of critical to pay attention to a few things. Okay, folks, it's important. And you first want to, we always say on this show, you want to start where they know you already. In this show, I've mentioned 2 financial institutions. We talked about PNC and Navy Fed. Okay, and those are institutions. They are traditional institutions. And if you already have a relationship with them, you want to start from there, because you never know, because they know you already, and they probably will give you a better rate. Okay, and if you don't qualify for business loan from those institutions, that's when you move on to online lending, and you have a constellation of lenders here, and then you can move to alternative lenders such as National Business Capital, such as Riviera Finance, for example. The bottom line is you can also try to work with marketplace lenders. For example, you have Lendio. Okay, You can think about Fundera by NerdWallet, for example. And it's also important to understand that there is some documentation that is required if you want to get a large startup business loan. So your EIN, your employer identification number, your business bank account statements, they might want to see that, your personal credit score, your business credit score. If you have a business plan, replete with your financial statements. Okay, and it's also important to understand that if you are applying for asset-based debt financing, you will need to provide information and documentation regarding the outstanding invoices you have or equipment you are looking to purchase. Okay, this is really important. And also, again, if you are looking for credit cards, there are other requirements that the credit card issuer might ask you. Okay, so. Or if you're looking for a grant, also you need to abide by the grant submission requirements. The bottom line here is that you need to be proactive if you're trying to get a startup business loan. Whether you're looking for a small amount or a large amount, you need to be proactive. Before I close today's conversation, please check this loan evaluation approach video. We have a strong method on this show when it comes to reviewing, categorizing, and evaluating business credit cards and business loans. Check this out. All right, folks. Here are the top 10 generous loans that will not deny you if you are a new LLC. Number 1, Lendio, 10 over 10. Number 2, we have Fundbox, 9.5 over 10. Number 3, Bluevine, 9.5 over 10. Number 4, National Business Capital, 9 over 10. Number 5, Credibly, 9 over 10. Number 6, we have Fundera by NerdWallet, 8.5 over 10. Number 7, Navy Fed, 8.5 over 10. Number 8, we have PNC Bank, 8 over 10. Number 9, Riviera Finance, 7.5 over 10. And number 10, we have PayPal Working Capital, 7 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.